Now, adding integers. Adding integers is something that I think you talked about last year in Math 7, but it's something that we're just going to start over from the beginning because it's something that's so important. You're going to be doing it all the time. Okay. Now, I have you sitting next to a partner. Okay. You have either 2 cups or you have a basket in front of you with colored chips. So either you have blue and red, you have purple and red, excuse me, blue and orange, purple and red, or green and blue. Green and yellow. I can't even, I don't know, whatever. All right. So this is what they represent. Okay. Those chips in front of you, any of these cool colors, those are positive numbers. Okay. Any of the warm colors, those are negative numbers. So for me, just the partner set needs 6 of, go ahead and grab 6 of each and just make a little pile. Between the 2 of you, you need 6 of each. Okay. This is what I would like you to set up. Okay. As a partner set, please grab 5 of the positive ones. So they're either green, they're blue, or they're purple. Set out 5 of them. And I want you to set out 3 of the negative ones. So whether that's red or yellow or orange. And I want it to look just like this. Make them look like this, where you have 5 positive ones and underneath of that 3 negative ones. Okay. Okay. What does this represent? These green ones that I have up here, or yours are purple. How many of them are there? There's 5 of them, and they're positive, right? So we're taking 5 and we're adding, what number are we adding? We are adding -3. So that's what I want you to write on your whiteboard. We are taking 5 plus -3. Okay. Okay, you have square erasers or you have those rags, whichever one works best. Okay, now let's take a moment and let's just think about what happens if I take a positive one and a negative one. What do those add together to represent? If I take 1 and -1 and I combine them, they cancel each other out, right? They're going to equal 0. Anytime I have a positive one and a negative one, they're going to add together to be 0. So let's go back to our problem. Okay. So what's going to happen? A positive and negative are going to cancel. A positive and a negative are going to cancel. A positive and negative are going to cancel. So what is 5 plus -3 equal to? 2, because we have 2 positive ones left. Okay, we're going to set up a new problem now. Go ahead and set this one up. So it looks like we have 4 positive coins and we're adding 6 negative coins. I do want you to write that as a math problem on your whiteboard. And let's talk about what's going to happen. Okay. Positive and negative cancel, positive and negative cancel, positive and negative cancel 4 times. What are we left with? We're left with 2, but what kind? We're left with 2 negatives. All right, you're each going to get to practice this with your chips. So this is what's going to happen. Okay. First of all, decide who person 1 is between the 2 of you. Okay. Person 1, you are going to organize the chips like however you want to, whether it's, you know, this problem I had 4 positives and 6 negatives. You decide how many of what color, okay? You are going to organize the chips. Person 2, on your whiteboard, you're going to write the problem and give an answer. Person 1, you're going to check their answer. Ready, set, go. Person 1, make the problem. Person 2, write and evaluate. Person 1, check.
Thank you.
Just for right now, just do like the person 1, person 2 that I have up here. Okay, good, good. How'd it go over here? Good. How'd it go over here? Amazing, amazing. Okay. Finley and Jackson, get yours under control. Okay, so now I want you to change it to person 2, create the problem. Person 1, write and answer it. Person 2, check. So now you're trading places. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem?
Okay. Good. Denise, are you having indecision? Okay, what I'd like you to do right now, are you still working on yours? No, okay. Put all your materials back and we're gonna transition to your paper notes. So erase the whiteboards, pile them up. Cap the markers nicely. Put those and any erasers in the caddy. And then please keep the colors separate. Well, it's fine if you don't. Okay. Put the chips back in nice and neatly. Okay, so what we just demonstrated is what happens when we add a positive and negative integer.
My hands all sticky.
Do you want hand sanitizer?
I don't wash them. I wash them better.
Okay, you have 2 minutes to be back. Okay. So what we just demonstrated is what happens when we add a positive and negative integer together. Now, sometimes we're going to add 2 positives, sometimes we're going to add 2 negatives. So we need to talk about what happens when our 2 integers have the same sign versus different sign, and what that looks like maybe on the number line too, okay? So we're gonna transition to your integer operation notes. It should look like this, okay? And I just clipped a little piece of it, just the adding integers part. It's up at the very top, right under that essential question, okay? So what we're gonna do, if we're adding two integers, like if I ask you for 5 plus 7, okay, we're gonna go 5 and then we're gonna go plus 7. So we keep going the same direction on the number line. But if I ask you for -5 plus -7, we're gonna go on the number line and we're gonna go -5 and then we're gonna go -7. We're going in the same direction. So if our numbers have the same sign, they're both positive or they're both negative, then we are going to add the absolute values and keep the same sign. Okay, so we're going to add the two numbers together. Their absolute values, and then we're going to keep the same sign. Okay. Okay. Now, if the numbers have different signs, then we're going to subtract the absolute values and keep the same sign with the number of the larger absolute value. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through two examples of each. That way you understand what I mean. Okay. And the two examples of each are just right there. So let's talk about if we have the same sign, we're going to add the absolute values and keep the same sign. Okay. All right. So here is our problem. Do these have the same sign? Okay. They both are negative. So what we're going to do, what our notes say to do, is we are going to add the absolute values. Okay, so let's take the absolute value of -2 and add it to the absolute value of -21. Okay, well, what does that mean? That means we have 2 plus 21, right? However, since both of these were negative, our answer is going to be negative. So when we add those together, we get -23. But since we started out with negative numbers, our answer is also going to be negative. Let me give you a picture. Okay. If we're on the number line, okay, and I'm going to run out of room up there, so I'm going to do it here. If we go -2, we're going left of 0. There's -2. Then we're going to add -21. Well, that means we're going to the left of 0, 21. Well, when we add those together, 2 plus 21 is our 23, but we're on the negative side of 0. Do you have a question? Anybody but Bronson, do you have a question? No. Okay. Now, what's really nice is when both of them are positive, right? Now, if we literally add the absolute values, okay, we have 7 plus 14. What is 7 plus 14? 21. Okay. And since both of them are positive, we're going to keep it positive. Now, if you need the picture of what's actually happening, here's our number line 0. We're going to go in the positive direction 7. Okay. Then we're going to add in the positive direction 14. And that gets us to our 21. All right. So now let's go to our different signs. Okay. We have one that is negative and one that is positive. Okay. Our little cheat sheet tells us we need to subtract the absolute values. Okay. Now, I'm going to set this up to where I want the bigger number to come first. So I'm going to take the absolute value of 25 and I'm going to subtract the absolute value of -2. Okay. Well, what's the absolute value of 25? Okay. And what's the absolute value of -2? Okay. And a Riesling, what's 25 minus 2? 23. Okay. Now let's go back. Welcome. Go ahead and pull out your math notebook. I'll just have you sit here for today. Okay. Whose absolute value is bigger, 25 or 2? 25. Well, 25 is positive. So there's more positive chips in this pile than negative. So our answer is going to be positive. Okay. Let's talk about what that looks like on the number line. Okay. We start at 0. We're going to go in the negative direction 2, but then we're going to go in the positive direction 25. And notice, since I'm adding, we go -2, and then from there, we're going to go positive 25. So we started in our negative area. Okay. All right. Last problem. Are these signs same or different? Different. Okay. So I'm going to take the bigger absolute value first. I'm going to take -17's absolute value and subtract it from 3's absolute value. Okay. So we have 17 minus 3. What, Bennett?
14.
14. Now, why are you choosing the negative?
Because the 17's bigger.
Okay. We have more negative chips in our pile than positive. 17's the negative. It has more in its pile. We're going to keep the negative with the 14. Okay. Let's draw our number line picture. Okay. Here is our 0. We're going to go in the positive direction 3. Then we're going to go in the negative direction 17. Okay. So our -17 is starting at 3. Okay. Which is how we're getting to our -14. All right, I would like you to practice these 4. So what I think you can do, probably want to grab those whiteboards again, I guess. Sorry. Grab the whiteboards and the markers. I want you to come up with the answers to these 4. What I'd like you to do is compare answers and talk with your elbow partner about how you did the problem and what answer you got, okay?
One is easy.
I just subtract the 10. You add 9, 5. And then you do 7.
Oh, yeah.
You get 11 and you keep signs. And then you do 10 minus 5. And then 5 because. And then 12.
I know, you're
zoning out. I'm tired. Do you have one today?
We always have one.
Really? That's not fun. I'm already in my school. Yeah, just like Miss Rue. Everyone keeps daring me to check water bottles.
All right. Ariana, what's the answer to number 1? 13. Corin, how did she get there? Okay, and they're the same sign, so we added 9 plus 4. Sure. Okay. Denise, what's your answer for number 2? Harper, how'd she get there? So do we have same or different sign, Harper? Same. So what do we do with the absolute values? Do we add them or do we subtract them? Yes. So we added the absolute values, and since they're both negative, kept the negative. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Braxton, what did you get for number 3? 5. Jaya, how do you get 5? Yeah. Okay, so we subtract the absolute values. 10 minus 5 is 5, and then 10's bigger, so we kept the positive. All right, Ryan, number 4. -8. All right. So let's see. Trenton, how'd you get there? He get there. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so you thought about the number line and you went in that direction to 4. Okay, I like it. Okay. We can think about, since they're different signs, we can subtract values. And since 12 is more negative than 4, we kept the negative. Yeah, and yeah, that's totally fine. Okay, so Corin, I think you could be my helper.
Yeah.
Okay, so while you are erasing whiteboards and re-putting back all your materials, Corin is going to hand out your homework, and I'm going to go through number 1 with you. So this is your homework. I'm gonna do number 1 with you, and then the rest is yours. And tomorrow, first thing at the start of class, you're gonna have this out. I'm gonna check it.
Why do you have so many copies?
Well, because you're not my only class.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta have some for 6th hour. I gotta have some for 9th hour. All right, here we go. So in this first column, we need to identify, is it same, is it different? So for number 1, same or different? All right, they are the same. So we're gonna write same. Okay, right here is where you're gonna do your work. Since they are the same, we are going to add their absolute values. So our sum is 7, but we're gonna have a -7. Okay, so either you're showing me that you're adding the 2 absolute values or subtracting them, or you're drawing a number line if you'd rather have a number line. Or if you'd rather have what? Could you just do it for this assignment for me? No? Okay, so now you have 6 through 15 on your own. We have 5 minutes. If you'd like to get started on this homework assignment, you may begin now. Okay,